Buyers beware. So I use a lot of different equipment when it comes to making videos here on YouTube and shooting videos for all the other various projects that I'm involved with. I don't talk about it, but this YouTube channel is a very small amount of what I do when it comes to video. My other job, I run another YouTube channel making 20-minute episodes 5 days a week. Lots of video work that I do in my life, and I use a lot of different tools. One of the tools that I use, and I'm going to talk about it in an upcoming video on this channel, is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. And what drew me to the Pocket or the Osmo cameras, because I had the Osmo 2 as well, I wanted the flexibility to do these beautiful gliding shots like you can do with a drone. But I didn't want to obviously use a drone for just dolly shots and all of these low shots, shooting signage, for example, outside of a business. These cameras are great for that. But you only make mistakes typically once when you're doing a film or shooting a video shoot. And I made a major mistake the other day. I had not practiced enough and used this camera enough before I ended up trying to go and shoot a 40-minute video clip with my good buddy Robb over at Desoto Arts Institute. And I shot the entire thing with this camera and got back to the studio, got back to my edit bay to edit the video, and it was underexposed. Not overexposed, underexposed. And not just a little bit, a lot of bit. So it was like I could not save the video. Tons of noise. The light was, it was a low light situation, but I should have known better. I should have been looking around and judging. I didn't pull out any kind of light meter, and Robb probably had one because he's got everything in that studio. I didn't do any checks. I simply was so excited to start shooting the video of the tour that I just opened the Osmo Pocket 3 and went straight at it. And I could have, I've messed with the settings trying to see what all it'll do in low light. I definitely could have engaged into the auto mode, and it may have turned out better than what I actually had. But I always shoot with these cameras in manual mode so that I have full control over the exposure not shifting and the color, especially the color, shifting. And so I didn't have it in auto mode. I had it in the manual mode. To be honest, quite fair, on my display here, it seemed to look okay. I thought it was going to be fine. Once I got back to the edit bay, footage was absolutely trash. Couldn't use it. Had to call Robb back. I was embarrassed and had to go back over there and waste another couple of hours of his time. He's so gracious. If you haven't checked that video out, I'm going to post a link below. Definitely go check out that video because it's fantastic. But I learned my lesson. The Osmo Pocket 3, it's still a wonderful camera, but do not attempt to shoot things if you don't have proper lighting for it, because this camera is not going to do a good job in low light situations. Other cameras that I use all the time, and I'll talk about it in an upcoming video, the GoPro. Wonderful cameras. They don't do well in low light situations. So I ended up just shooting with the iPhone 15 Pro, and for whatever reason, Apple has really worked inside of those auto modes on the phones to collect as much light into those tiny little sensors as possible. And it's pretty remarkable what the iPhone can capture in low light situations. More times than not, I find myself using my iPhone 15 Pro to shoot more and more content for this YouTube channel. And my wife actually asked me the other night, well, why do you spend so much money on other cameras if your iPhone can shoot great video? And I had to tell her that the shot that you're seeing right now from this Sony is not, I'm not going to get a shot that is as beautiful as what this camera that you're seeing right now is shooting out of an iPhone. I'm just not. And filmmakers pretty much understand the concept of the sensor size and the beautiful lenses and how we can get some beautiful dynamic shots but in very controlled situations. You're not going to have a fully controlled environment every time you're out shooting what we would call run and gun shots, which a lot of the content on this YouTube channel are tours that I'm taking of various facilities or equipment that I'm shooting, gear talks that I'm shooting at other people's locations. And so I'm just not going to have the same types of controls. When I went back to shoot at Desoto Arts Institute and I just took my iPhone, I took a couple of other pieces of equipment with me to ensure that the shoot would go smoothly. I mounted my iPhone on an actual tripod, so I wasn't holding it, trying to hold it while I was actually talking and interviewing Robb. That was step one. Step two, I always use some lapel mics because the iPhone audio isn't the greatest. It's not the worst. The mic on the iPhone is actually pretty good if you're really, really close to the iPhone. But if you're going to back up and you're taking a tour and the subject that you're filming is 5 to 10 feet away, then the iPhone's not going to cut it. You're going to want to capture your audio through a mic package. And then the third thing was, if you notice me and Robb standing at the beginning of the video, we're nicely and evenly lit, and that's because I took a little quasar tube light and set it up on a stand. In fact, Robb ended up liking the looks of that quasar tube and asked me about it later. So make sure that you have the few little pieces of tools that you know you're going to need in your kit to make sure the video comes off. But all in all, I just wanted to mention Osmo Pocket 3, wonderful camera for certain applications. And if you're outside shooting and you want beautiful landscapes, this camera's it. It does a fantastic job of shooting moving, flowing, cinematic looking intros and outros for things. But it needs to be in well lit areas. I mean, really well lit areas, not just a couple of work lights overhead. You're going to need really, really good lighting to use this camera. So buyer beware on that. Osmo Pocket 3, it is not the one trick pony camera, not even a little bit. You're going to want to use this in well lit areas. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. Can't wait to see you on the next one.